Prepare to experience the strongest radio allowable by law. Secrets will be revealed. Myths dispelled. From the studio gym where excuses never apply, it's Superhuman Radio with your host, Carl Lenore.
Oh, I let the cat out of the bag. I have to play out. Okay, so today is the show that almost didn't happen. Literally, right up to this second, I've been working on getting us online. As you can see, Nathan Heaney is in the background there. Usually I bring my guest on after I do my little announcements. How you doing, Nathan?
I'm very good, thank you, Carl.
All right, so sit tight. Let me just do this real quick.
Yeah, cool.
This show is brought to you by Legendary Foods. EatLegendary.com is the website. SHR10 is the code to get 10% off, but also let them know that you heard about them here on Superhuman Radio. They have great low sugar, low carb, high protein products that will keep you in your dietary lane. Check them out. EatLegendary.com. SHR10 is the code. Okay, now I had planned on doing this as I was bringing my guest on, and he'll explain why in a minute. So, tell the audience, Nathan, why this is an important song to you.
Okay, so I'm a professional boxer from the UK in England, from Stoke-on-Trent. And yeah, I'm a big Stoke City supporter. And when I walk out to my fights, I walk out to the Delilah, which is Stoke City's anthem, basically. And yeah, so walk outside, the place goes crazy. Yeah, it's amazing. So that's why it's very important to me in Stoke.
So you're called the pride of Stoke because of this, right? You're a local who's risen to the top in professional and boxing, and is this the theme song? Is this your choice, or is it because the city of Stoke calls this their national anthem?
No. So basically, Stoke City is a football team, or what you call soccer over there, but proper football. Right. So Stoke City's anthem essentially. So when you're in the stands and you're watching the team, that's what we sing. Although we do change the words slightly to make it a bit more dirty, but a bit more sweary. But yeah, so as a Stoke lad, you should only ever walk out to one tune, really. So that's what I do.
Yeah, very cool. So okay, so first of all, you've been a longtime fan of the show. You and I have communicated for quite a few years. You are right now undefeated in your weight class, correct?
Yeah, undefeated. I've had 10 fights undefeated.
Okay, and that's a pretty big deal. That as time goes on, it becomes more and more difficult to hold on to that. But we're going to get into that as well. So, how old were you when you started to enjoy boxing?
It's a bit weird. I've been boxing from the age of 9 years old. I'm 31 now, so I've been boxing for a very long time. But my dad took me originally to just look after myself. So, when you're on the streets and stuff, you don't want to get bullied and all that kind of thing and stuff. Now, I enjoyed boxing, but it was never really a passion of mine. I was made to box, really. It was only when I think I was about the age of 18, I watched Frankie Gavin, he was a guy from the UK. He was the first ever amateur world champion from our country. And I watched him do that for Great Britain. And it's just like, oh my God, I wanted to fight for Great Britain. That was my ultimate goal. So then it became a bit of an obsession. And I always enjoyed boxing, but then I loved everything about it from that age onwards. And yeah, I retired at the age of 26 from the amateur sports, and then turned professional about a year and a half later.
So did you always dream of becoming a professional boxer? I mean, at that point in time, or did you think it was just way too far out of reach? You were just going to be a ham and egger, as they like.
Yeah, no, you see, my objective all the way through the amateurs, from that age of 18, was I wanted to win the national championships, which are held once a year in the UK. But because the goal was to win the national championships and then get signed by one of the biggest promoters in the world, which at the time was Frank Warren. Now, unfortunately, I never won the nationals. I did well in the nationals, but I never won it. So as far as I was concerned, I was never really going to turn professional, because if you're not with one of the big promoters, you have to do it the hard way. You go on smaller shows. Everything's based on ticket sales. So you have to, if you don't sell any tickets, well, promoters are not going to get you on because you're not making them any money. And so it always really put me off. But then I saw a few local fighters, well, local, probably within a 100-mile radius where I am.
Right.
They had done really well in the professional game, and I'd beaten them as amateurs. I'd beaten them in the past. So I thought, hold up, if they've won a British title, one of them won a world title, what could I do, and would I regret not turning over? So I did turn over in the end, in 2017, but I had to do it from the hard way. I was with a local promoter, Errol Johnson, and but steadily it grew into something amazing in the city.
So Liam Proudman says Nathan is a Stokey.
I am a Stokey lad.
I love it.
Go on.
Yeah, you got a lot of fans here. Get in, Ducky. You got a lot of fans watching the show right now. That's good. So, who were you? Who inspired you the most when you were young? Who did you look to? Which boxers did you look at and think, I admire his style. I admire his character. I admire how he handles himself.
The first ever person I can ever remember admiring and stuff was Prince Naseem. I don't know if you've ever heard of Prince Naseem, but he was a massive. He was a flyweight at the time, or featherweight, so really light. But
right.
He was knocking everyone else. But what was amazing about him is he captured the imagination of the audience. He made millions of pounds when fighters of that weight class weren't really considered that major a deal. But yeah. So but what's funny enough with Prince Naseem as well, he was very notorious for his entrances. He had very glamorous big entrances, and people loved him for that. And now, obviously, years later, I've got my own little entrance with Delilah, and it's worked cool. But then growing up, it's like Joe Calzaghe, who's from the UK, but more recently, it's someone called Gennady Golovkin and Julio Cesar Chavez Sr., who I'm sure you must have heard of Julio Cesar Chavez.
I have, yeah, sure.
Yeah, he was a great fighter. And then Muhammad Ali and all the Leonard, all the great fighters from the area, from like the 80s onwards, have been big inspirations of mine.
Do you think you'll come to the U.S. and fight? Because I know you were just picked up by a new promoter that actually is kind of giving you more opportunities moving forward. Who's the new promoter that's picked you up recently?
Yeah, so Frank Warren of Queensbury Promotions and BT Sports. He's the one that's picked me up. And I mean, the goal of any fighter is to box in America, because that's sort of like the mecca of boxing. Although I would say the UK is becoming the mecca of boxing.
Yes.
With Wembley and so on, because the atmospheres are so good over here. But for me, like the goal with Frank Warren is to fight at my city's football stadium. That would be the major goal. And then, but to do any of that, to find Americans to fight in your hometown football stadium, it's the amount of hard work and fights you've got to win. I've just got to keep winning, essentially. So it's a dream that could potentially happen, but it's going to be hard. Very hard. Yeah,
but it's not something that if you didn't do, you'll feel that your career has been any less valuable.
No, because it just gives me a focus to work on. But I've also got to realize that there's steps I've got to pass every single time. Well, that means nothing really.
Right. So your current record is undefeated. You've had 30% of your wins by knockout.
Yeah.
So are you someone who looks for the knockout in a fight, or do you just kind of go in there and if the jaw presents its opportunity, you'll take it?
Yeah. I'm not a destructive kind of seek and destroy kind of guy, but my record doesn't suggest I punch as hard as I do. Because people look at that and think I've only knocked 3 out of 10 out, so I can't really punch. But the opponents I've had have been really, really good. I think that's why I've done so well as a professional as well, and why so many of my supporters go. It's because the fights have been very entertaining. I haven't been given just some whitewash opponents that I'm just going to walk over. Where some fighters do have that. They have very easy fights, and they can essentially create a padded record that makes them look like they're absolute destroyers until they step up to that next level and then get absolutely battered.
And then they get stopped.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm lucky that I've been guided. I've been given hard fights. So when I do step up again, I hope that I'll be ready for it.
So Mike Tyson credits Cus D'Amato as being the reason he is not just the champion fighter he was, but the way he even approaches life in general. Do you have someone who trained you that you feel that way about?
Yeah, it's funny you say that because Cus D'Amato, from obviously the style that he's got, but he's also very philosophical. His philosophy on stuff was very, very good. A lot of morals about him. And yeah, my coach Steve Woodvine at Ulm Boxing Club is very much like us. He's a great man. Works very hard in all aspects of his life. He cares for his fighters like nothing else. And yeah, it's a bit strange. He's not old enough to be my dad, but he's like a father figure to me. Like he's a great bloke, and we work really well together.
Maybe it's even better that he's not a father figure. You know what I mean? That he's more of a slightly, lateral or slightly superior, because that makes you feel like that's attainable sometimes too.
Yeah, massively. I mean, I've had a father. My dad was my coach back in the day, and in father-son relationships don't really work that well when it comes to high-level sports because there's too many opinions and stuff. So, whereas Steve, he knows what I'm doing. He knows what I'm about. He knows my strengths. He knows my weaknesses. And yeah, but not only that, it's like I don't know. It's how you are. It's how you are as a person as well. And I think he's got great morals, and he puts that into every single one of his fighters, every single one.
And is your dad proud? I mean, since he was the one who wanted you to start boxing.
Yeah. My dad was very proud. Like my dad did everything for me growing up and stuff. And yeah, he's very proud of what I've done.
There's an overwhelming number of people who obviously are watching you right now from Stoke because they're all like, he's one of our own. He's one of our own. I mean, the outpouring of love and support is amazing. So do you feel that around town when you walk around the streets, you see people that see you? And
at this moment in time, we're in lockdown with restrictions with obviously COVID, but it's amazing. I usually see all my guys at the football ground at Stoke City. It's just, and that's one thing I miss about football. I miss the sporting side, but I miss seeing everyone and just bumping into them at the ground and just speaking to them. And it's because obviously they follow me and support me in the boxing, but I know them all outside of boxing as well. Like on Facebook and stuff, I see them all the time. So I've been able to keep engaged with them that way. But they're amazing people, mate. Amazing.
So do you have a plan for staying grounded? Or I have a funny feeling all these people that are commenting that obviously love you, they're going to keep you grounded as long as you keep in touch with them. But a lot of people, are you going to, you have a plan to stay grounded? Like, we're talking about this now. If you keep going on the trajectory you're going, I mean, you're going to be a champion someday. How do you stay grounded? How do you stay grounded?
Well, I've got a spreadsheet of every single person that's ever come watch me fights. From the first fight to my last one, so I put their name down every single. So I've got a whole, like in my last fights, there was like just short of 800 people that brought tickets off me personally. But I've got the name. Every single one of the names are written down on the spreadsheet because I know who was there from the start to the end. And some people, they've been to, I think from my third fight, I would say 95% of people that were at my third fight have gone to every single fight up until my last one. It's incredible. Honestly, it's incredible. I can't even say why they follow me and stuff. But there's no issues with staying grounded, mate. So when it comes to my coach, Steve, I mean, I'm a grounded lad anyway. My dad brought me up well. But yeah, that's the whole game. You should always be grounded, always.
So let's talk about your training now, because obviously that's kind of where you and I intersected, right? You started listening to the show and different topics we talked about. And I know that you tried to integrate some of this stuff into your own training and supplementation. Obviously, supplementation for you is a very, very specific line. There are certain things you can use, certain things you can't.
Yeah.
So aside from boxing itself, the specific training, road work, hitting the bags, jumping rope. Do you do anything that other boxers don't do? Do you deadlift? Do you,
Yeah. I do my strength training. I do basically full body strength training twice a week. If I was out of the season, I had no fights, I'd probably pick it up to 3 times a week. But yeah, so on one day I'll do my squat, overhead press, and a weighted chin up, and then some accessory movements. Then the following day I'll do a deadlift or trap bar deadlift, a horizontal press, and then probably a horizontal row or some kind of pulling variation. I don't need to work. I don't need to grow my muscles, but I need to make sure they're nice and strong and there's no weaknesses there. So I've been pretty. The difference between myself and I think a lot of boxers is the last 10 years, all I've done is research training. It's been a bit of an obsession, really. And I've calmed down a little bit now. The more, I don't know about yourself, but the more you've learned, the more you realise you don't actually need to know that much stuff. It goes back to the basics, really.
Yeah.
And then that's pretty much, when at first everything's like the magic bullet, the magic supplement and so on. Then you realise it goes back to the basics, and if you just make sure you progressively overload over time, and you stay uninjured, and you listen to smart people like yourself, another mentor of mine is Joel Jameson.
Yeah,
he's changed the game over the last 10 years, because we've seen how high intensity interval training was all the rage 10 years ago, and that's all I did myself. But for some reason, I'd still gas out when in just the 3-round fights, whereas Joel Jameson brought back how important the aerobic side of the equation is. So he's having that mix.
Yeah, Joel was on this show probably in 2009 or 2010 when he first started doing the heart rate variability stuff.
Yeah.
And I had him on the show, and we talked about it. But it's amazing. There's two types of people in our world who tend to be the ones we turn to for information. There's the people who come up with a plan and an idea, and that's all they ever do for the rest of their lives. They just dig their heels in. And then there are people who evolve over time, where they go, oh, well, maybe I wasn't so right about that. And the difference is one sees themselves as a guru and the other one sees himself as a perpetual student.
Yeah.
I've changed my opinion about so many things over the years because I found out that when I applied this stuff, it just wasn't right.
Exactly.
And Joel is one of those guys. Joel he's evolved, he's grown, he's changed his opinions, and he has grown from where he was before. And I have a lot of appreciation for that.
Massively, I totally agree. And that's it. So people just stuck in the ways as well. And if they do sort of acknowledge that they were wrong, they feel like that it makes them less, credible. But I think it makes them more credible, the fact that, like you say, they're changing and they move with the times, and if they see it's not working, then they'll admit that it's wrong.
So I have this. Several people have put this up, and it's spelled Gormn. Gorman. What does that mean?
No, go on. This ain't go on. Like,
go on, man. Go on, man. Yeah. Okay. I was like, yeah.
I just seen Barney pop up. Mark Barnes. He's a proper Stoke lad. He's a proper top bloke. He's been to virtually. I don't think he's missed a single one of my fights since he found out that out of the box. And yeah, he's one of the top Stone lads. There's a little town near where I live called Stone, and they're all from there. Proper Stone lads like Fish, Steve Goodwin, bloody Kev. He's moved to Turkey now, so yeah, they're all top. But yeah, it's basically go on, but like go on.
Okay. So I don't. I'm trying to figure out what it was. I was like Gorman. Okay, maybe it's like a Bishop Gorman in there or something. No, but you're going to have to come back and watch this video later, because the outpouring of love for you from people like Jason Felton, he keeps commenting about just nothing but positive things. It's just you're going to have to come back and watch this again. Dan Hewitt says our champ.
Yeah, he's one of my best friends, Dan Hewitt is. And I've just seen another one as well, Alex Bamford. He pops up Jason. Jason basically, when I go to the Stoke City, Jason's right there. He sits right basically where I sit as well. And Cotto, I think, Cotto's there. She stood there laughing. That's part of Delilah, that is.
I know. I was going to say, I don't think he knows that we played the song at the beginning of the show. Maybe he was here or not.
Yeah. He probably might have been, but.
Well, I have it in the bumpers here. I have it in the bumpers when we come back from the first break. I actually have a part of the song in there, so they'll hear it. Yeah. So how about sleep? How important is sleep to you?
It's funny you say that. That's the one area of everything I've neglected, like massively, up until recently. I because I know yourself, you've quit caffeine, or attempted and gone back on and so on. I, funnily enough, at the same time where you quit, I also quit caffeine, but it made zero difference to me. Like I felt
it made zero difference in your sleep.
Yeah, in my sleep, it made no difference in my sleep. I was more miserable in the day, and my energy levels, just nothing changed. And right. I did that for just over 3 weeks. And then I went back to caffeine because I thought, I'm not staying like this. I enjoy coffee too much.
So what is you and I can talk about this off the air. But do you fall asleep easily and wake up in the middle of the night?
No, I never wake up in the middle of the night. But what my issue with sleep is, I just go on my phone too much. So I go on my phone too much at night. So instead of just switching off and just going to sleep, whereas the last week I've used a sleeping app to put at the side of my bed. And it has like a little recorder thing as well, so I can hear any noises. But I put it in airplane mode, put it aside. But what I did notice is there was one night when I had the recording and I'm snoring, and then the sound just disappears. It's like I'm not breathing. And it happened quite a few times, quite a lot. And I said to my missus, "Do I stop breathing in my sleep?" And she couldn't tell. But then on the sleep app, you could see all these spikes where I've been moving in the night. And
you're restless.
Restless. Yeah, there must have been about 30 spikes. So all I did was I had this nasal thing put up there. I elevated my pillows, and then the last, I'd say, 5 nights, I've had amazing sleep, and I do feel good. I feel really good.
So do you think that it was the elevating the pillows so you're not snoring?
I think so, yeah. I do think so, because
any snoring is disrupting your sleep, and we've talked about that on the show for years. That even if you snore mildly, your body is still sensing the vibration in your brain, and and you're not sleeping well. So that's good. So you've got a handle on that now.
Yeah, and it's funny because today I had 8 hours sleep, and I thought I don't feel nowhere near as good as when I had 8.5, 9 hours sleep. So I need to go to bed a bit earlier tonight. But yeah, it made a massive difference. It's unreal. I just need to be consistent with it.
But getting off the phone, so there is research that shows that being on your cell phone a half hour before going to sleep pushes back a deep sleep latency by almost an hour, which robs you of that deep sleep. The frequencies from your phone actually agitate the brain. They do. We know this. It's been shown in science. So blue blocking sunglasses. Do you have a pair of blue blockers?
I don't, but I do, on the phone I do use where there's an app that blocks out the blue lights, so it makes this phone yellow. But still, that doesn't. But
really but if you use blue blocking glasses, takes the blue out of all the light in the house. And so in other words, and that tells the brain it's nighttime. And if you put your blue blockers on at 7 p.m., you'll be asleep by 9 p.m. because you'll feel tired. Okay. And staying off the cell phone and anything with Wi-Fi. You know me, Nathan, I'm a little bit of an extremist. I unplug the cordless phone base station. I unplug our router at night. Yeah. I just don't want all that excess RF in my environment. Yeah. It does make a difference. So anyway, we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we've got lots more questions. Also, those of you who are making comments, feel free to ask questions if you want some answers from Nathan Heaney. We'll be right back with more Superhuman Radio. Stay tuned.
New Mass Pro Synthogen X2 just upped its own legendary game. To distance itself even further from the rest of the pack, Synthogen X2 now has double the key active ingredients. If you've ever wondered what steroid-like recovery feels like, Synthogen X2 delivers. See why others compare it favorably to powerful bodybuilding drugs at synthogen.com. Mass Pro Synthogen. When you train with it, you'll gain with it. When craving a snack, reach for Select Savory Snack Sugar-Free Biltong, the healthy alternative to sugar-laden beef jerky. They use a fattier cut of beef, making it more tender and flavorful. For mealtime, choose from their 63 seasonings, which are sugar and additive-free. From chipotle rub to savory pumpkin spice, you'll find an option to suit your palate. Go to shrnetwork.biz/SSS today. Use code SHR15 to save 15% on on any meat snack or seasoning. Savor the flavor today.
Do you remember those delicious toaster pastries you had when you were a kid? You know, the rectangular sugar-filled snacks? Well, guess what? Legendary Foods has just made low-carb toaster pastry. This is the first of its kind, and honestly, these things are amazing. They have 3 to 4 net carb, less than 1 gram of sugar, and 9 grams of protein. You can eat them right out of the wrapper or lightly toast them. The only question is, which flavor, strawberry or brown sugar cinnamon? They're available at eatlegendary.com and Amazon. Whether your goal is to build muscle or burn fat, you'll find everything you need at Redcon One. Need help getting a good night's sleep? Try Fade Out, or the most popular pre-workout supplement on the market today, Total War. Sign up for their new Transformation Challenge and win $10,000. Or shop for apparel that people at the gym will know that you are serious about your training. Need a testosterone booster that works? Check out Boomstick. Whatever you need, you'll find the best quality supplements on the market at Redcon One. Go to redcon1.com. That's REDCON, the number 1.com, or go to superhumanradio.net and click the Redcon One banner ad today. If there is one mineral you should be worried about not getting enough of, it's magnesium. Magnesium is the body's master mineral, powering over 300 critical reactions, including detoxification, fat metabolism, energy, and even digestion is influenced by the presence of magnesium. That's why I'm so excited to tell you about a new magnesium product I've been taking now called Magnesium Breakthrough. It's the ultimate magnesium supplement, easily the best I've ever seen or experienced. With all 7 forms of magnesium, I was able to arrange an amazing deal for my audience, and I guarantee it's the best deal available on this product. Seriously, with volume discounts combined with our custom 10% coupon code SHR10, you can save up to 40% off select packages of Magnesium Breakthrough. And I promise that this deal is only available on this specific website, magbreakthrough.com/SHR. You won't find that deal on Amazon or even on the company's own website. Go to magbreakthrough.com/SHR and use code SHR10 to save up to 40% off select packages of Magnesium Breakthrough. Everybody wants to feel better, be healthier and happier. If you don't sweat profusely on a regular basis, you won't feel as good as you could. Studies have shown the power of infrared sauna. Infrared penetrates 1 to 2 inches into the body. It helps those with back pain, fibromyalgia, arthritis, depression, and anxiety. Patients get relief from infrared sauna. The Good Health Sauna has been shown to be an exercise mimetic, conveying many of the same benefits as cardio. There are a lot of reasons people buy a Good Health Sauna, but the bottom line is you will be a much happier, healthier person by using the Good Health Sauna every day. You'll crave it, you'll love it, and it will be the best purchase you have ever made. Good Health Saunas provide commercial-grade saunas for in-home and commercial use, backed by the best lifetime warranty in the industry. Unmatched customer service and the best financing makes owning one easy and will fit any budget. Go to goodhealthsauna.com/superhumanradio to learn more and save 25% off.
This is the Superhuman Channel. Evolution just got kicked up a notch.
I thought that would be a nice. I thought that would be a nice touch. You know,
that would be great. Honestly, Colin, if you were ever at a fight, the atmosphere is incredible. It's amazing. It's amazing.
I would like to come. I think some of your friends are making fun of me because they realize I don't translate the local vernacular. So Dave Morgan says, ask him, say, "Cos kick about a bow again." Whoa. What does that mean?
Basically, so Stoke-on-Trent, we're known as the Potteries. So all the potteries were made here years ago. It's a massive industry in Stoke-on-Trent, and it's basically a dialect, like an old school dialect from Stoke-on-Trent. So "Cos kick a bow against the woe." It's basically like, can you kick a ball against the wall?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So
well, I'm from Brooklyn. We're accused of having our own language too.
Yeah.
But I want to get all of these up there because there's just an outpouring. So Leslie Webb says, "Oh no, there was another one I want." Somebody said that you're the hardest puncher in your weight class. I'm trying to find it now. I can't find it. Is that true?
I can punch hard. I do believe. Oh yeah, Dan, one of my top mates, Dan Hewitt. Like he's put one of the biggest punches in the middleweight division. Yeah, I'd say I can punch really pretty hard. Whether I'm the hardest puncher in the division, I don't think my record suggests that. But I can punch hard, so I can punch hard enough to knock people out anyway.
If you break down your punch, how much of it is from your back and your hip?
I'd probably say 70% of it.
Right.
And that's one thing that I'm doing recently. I did have a shoulder injury, which I've sorted out now. It is sorted, but I'm focusing predominantly on my back now. A lot of pulling, and I'm just thinking that I think that'll transfer into a harder punch, just because you've got a stable base to transfer all the power through.
Yeah, because if you throw a punch and it's just your arm that's doing the moving, there's not. But if your arm becomes more like a jousting, rod, and your back is doing the pushing, now you have all the weight of your body behind that punch. It's a very, very different thing.
Yeah, a punch is definitely a full body movement. I mean, I squat, I do squat, but does that really help me in boxing because the foot movement's so small, really? But it's nice. Mentally, it's nice to know that you're strong. So that's why I still do it. But
what the squat will help you with is if you're down underneath somebody and you're punching up. Because a lot of guys bob down and come up with the punch. Yeah. Then you're going to have a lot more force in it if you're somebody who's squatting 4 plates, for instance, or something like that.
Yeah, definitely not squatting 4 plates.
Who was your toughest opponent so far?
My toughest opponent was a gent called Tom Stokes from it's called West Brom, which is probably about 60 miles from Stoke, 45 miles, something like that. And yeah, that was for my first ever title. So I was fighting for the Midlands area title, which is like the county title. And yeah, I boxed him over 10 rounds. He was a very, very tough opponent.
10 rounds, 10 3-minute rounds.
Yeah, 10 3-minute rounds. Yeah, yeah. So and it was a proper fight as well. First round was even. Second round I hurt him really badly. Third round I hurt him badly. Fourth round he hurt me badly when I was a bit wobbly. But then I took over after that. After I sat down on my stool and round 4, Steve, my coach, gave me a good arse kicking, saying I'm not doing what he's telling me to do. And then we got back onto the game plan. And yeah, there's been some good fight. I mean, the hardest I've been hit is by a guy called Serge Ambomo. I think that was my 8th fight. He boxed in the 2012 Olympics for Cameroon. So he was a top level fighter, but he caught me on the back of the ear. And have you ever heard the term "have your bell rung"? I'm sure you have.
Yeah, of course. Your ears.
Well, for the first time ever, I actually understand why they call you having your bell rung, because you went, right. And that lasted for about 3 rounds. It lasted for a very long time. He didn't know I was hurt. He didn't know. But my God, that was that's the first time I'd ever experienced that.
Yeah, I got my bell rung a couple times in life, and I know. 6 punches a second. Have you upped that yet?
I'm doing more than 6 punches a second, Leslie. I'm doing more than 6.
You do more than 6 punches a second.
Yeah. If you get it going quick, yeah.
Yeah. Do you do a lot of speed bag work?
No, not really. No. The reason is because it looks cool on video and stuff, but I don't think it really has. I don't think it has any real application to boxing. I just don't it looks cool, but I don't think it has any application to boxing to at least improve you.
Now, the other thing that does have application is that round ball that's suspended from the 2 bands that kind of moves.
Yeah.
Because if you're following a guy's jaw, if you've hit him once and he's going this way and you want to hit him again, you got to be able to.
The speed of the ball moves more. The harder you hit it, the faster it goes. So you got to use your reaction times to catch it. And it's very good. The medicine ball's very good.
So Liam says you got a dub on Warzone so you could sleep at night. What does that mean?
Basically, we play this game called Call of Duty Warzone on the PlayStation 4.
Video game.
And a dub, a video game. And a dub means a win. But because we're so poor at the game, we lose all the time. So I lose sleep at night as a result. I don't really, but yeah.
So Matthew Cotton, I like all of your comments, but this is a bad one. Red wine will help you sleep. It doesn't. So red wine will make you pass out, but you're really not sleeping. No. A lot of people say, I drink a glass of red wine at night and I go right to sleep, but they don't sleep well. They wake up in the morning and they don't go, oh, I feel great. They still feel like crap in the morning when they wake up. drinking alcohol disrupts the normal rhythm of sleep, and it actually leads to a lot of problems. But some people feel that it makes them fall asleep. And the reason it makes them fall asleep is because it's the exact opposite of caffeine. So caffeine reduces the accumulation of adenosine in the brain. Adenosine is what causes sleep pressure. As you work, you break down creatine into adenosine, and the adenosine accumulates in the brain. And once the adenosine is accumulated enough, your body wants to go to sleep. Well, alcohol increases the effects of adenosine on the brain, but then when it wears off, you wake up in the middle of the night, unless you drink so much that you stay passed out for the whole night.
If that's the case, Carl, half of Stoke-on-Trent will be awake at night because you love a good drink. We love it.
Oh, I know. I mean, everybody does. We love to drink here in the United States too. It's not an exclusively UK type of a thing. I mean, everybody likes to drink, but look, I love to drink. I mean, and when I do drink, I drink excessively. And that's why I take DHM, dihydromoracetam, gets the alcohol out of your system faster. So I can pour it on, and then I take a couple before bed, and I wake up in the morning, I feel fine. But I don't lie to myself and say to myself, well, alcohol is
it's
good.
Helping, yeah.
No, it's not. If it's good for you, give it to your babies and your puppies. You won't do that because it's not good for them either. Let's see here. We have so much here. What date is your next fight? What date is your Tony Maddox wants?
Yeah, Tony's top bloke. I can't announce my date yet, mate, but very, 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 very soon I'll be able to announce it. But it'll be before the end of the year. But we've just there's a few more details need to be sorted out, and once that's happened, I can announce it. But I can't announce it officially on the air yet, mate.
When are
the Orm
taking amateurs again?
Yeah, Brandon. So basically, with COVID, amateur sport as a whole has been shut down. So at this moment in time, at the Orm and Steve, we can't put things in place to make it so people can socially distance and so on. So it's still closed until obviously things change after December. But obviously you can still message Steve and that and get some tips on how to train. But yeah, we won't be open for a bit.
He's Stoke, so what do you expect?
Yeah.
You know, I want to come to Stoke because it sounds like a really great group of people.
It's a great place. But it's not even the place; it's the people, mate. The people are absolute. But you can see on here like the amount of love they got. They're amazing people, and we're known as some of the friendliest people around as well. So that's a great thing, a great tag for the Stoke itself.
This is my nephew, Timmy Profumo. He says every show gets more and more interesting. That's because the guests are interesting. It's not because of me. Trust me.
You do great things, Carl. You do great things on it.
You have any favorite supplements? Do you take creatine?
I don't take creatine. The only reason I have in the past, but I did it in like a more microdosing, like 3 grams, let's say, just because of the water weight that adds on.
Yeah.
And I've never really felt a major benefit from it. Something more recently I picked up, which I haven't done for a very long time, is beta or beta alanine.
Yeah, I was going to mention that to you. Yeah.
Now, again, I never really found a benefit from it. I wish the placebo effect worked for me. I wish it did, but it just doesn't. But back in the day, it never really worked. But more recently, I've probably 6 years ago, I tried that, maybe even longer. But now I'm back on it. I take 5 grams in the morning and 5 grams at night.
Wow, a beta alanine? Do you get itchy?
Slightly.
Yeah.
Just it doesn't, because people used to complain about the tingling and the itchiness. Now 1-2 grams, I feel absolutely nothing. If I take 5 grams, then I'll start feeling a little bit. The problem with beta alanine is it literally takes a month. Before you even start to notice anything, because you have to accumulate that muscle carnosine, and it takes a while. And really, you have the ability to slow things down if you want to. You know what I mean? And you know, like the Korean speed skating team back in 2007 or so, when they won 8 gold medals. They were all using beta alanine. For a sport like that, long sprints, beta alanine pays off. But for what you do, I don't know that it would really pay off. I think it would. I think just for the fact that there's a lot of explosive Actually, it's a mix between a lot of explosive stuff and then recovery of that. It's how much you can. I think the fighter that does the best is the one that doesn't put himself in the hole too deep when they go in that fight. If I can get off the stool at round 6 and I'm fresher than the opponents, because I mean, if supplements worked amazing, they wouldn't be allowed anyway. They'd be banned. So they make small differences, but when you get into the higher level, those small differences could make a difference. So that's why I do it. But yeah, and then the other one is probably from a recommendation from yourself. Is just before bed I'll have 3 grams of glycine. So yeah, but I'm certain that beta alanine and glycine compete on the same receptors. I'm not too sure. So what I do is I take beta alanine earlier, which is what I was actually drinking in that. So yeah, I take that earlier, about 3 hours later I'll then have my glycine before bed. So they're not competing with each other. So
for fatigue, your corner man should have essential amino acids in your water. Is that illegal?
No, it's not illegal. But I do have them before the fights anyway.
But you should have them. You should use them. You should use them whenever. So I know you spit. Do you drink in between rounds?
Yeah, you'll drink small amounts. You won't drink a huge amount though.
Right.
Just very small amounts.
But you should have essential amino acids in there because the leucine blocks the serotonin receptor in the brain and it keeps fatigue from coming on.
Yeah.
So that's a big one.
Yeah.
If you had EAAs, the other thing is about making weight. I don't know if you're familiar with this already, and you may be. Do you know how to use glycerin or glycerol?
Yeah, I've used it previously. In terms of that was more to get the fluid back on.
Weight back on in the muscles. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think it was years ago. I think it was a Tim Ferriss blog. That's where I first read about it, and then obviously, so I use glycine. I used to use that a lot in the amateur days because I used to
glycerin, right?
Glycerin, yeah. So the ingredient used for cake, you can use for cakes, can't you? So I used to just go to the local shop and have the ingredients for. It was usually next to like vanilla extract and all that kind of stuff. So I'll just pour that into the water into the right ratio, and then that's what I used to do.
So when you get up, when you wake in the middle of the night, do you ever get up to pee in the middle of the night a lot?
No, not really,
right.
No.
So any of your friends listening to the show, if you get up to pee 3 or 4 times a night and you don't have prostate problems, about a teaspoonful of glycerin in a glass of water and drink it right before bed, and you won't wake up and pee in the middle of the night. Because it keeps keeps the fluid in your muscles all night long, and it doesn't go into your bladder, and you don't have to pee. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll have more with Nathan Hitman Heaney in just a moment. Stay. I love beef. And if you love beef, listen up. I've discovered the best tasting beef in the world, and that's not an exaggeration, at Piedmontese.com. The Piedmontese breed is famous from Italy for being lean and unbelievably tender, with half the fat and calories of traditional beef. Even typically tough cuts are tender when it comes from the Piedmontese cows. And for the first time ever, Piedmontese cows are being raised here in the USA. Get 25% off all beef and free shipping on orders of $100 or more at Piedmontese.com with code SHR. Go to Piedmontese.com and use code SHR today. You will never eat any other type of beef ever again.
Quest Nutrition makes bars, cookies, chips, and pizzas out of complete dairy-based proteins. Our products minimize net carbs and sugar without sacrificing taste. Each delicious chocolate-flavored chip, cookie chunk, and crunchy crumble is custom made to maintain Quest macros. It's time to enjoy foods that work for you, not against you. It's time to enjoy your Quest.
Guys, you've heard about this revolutionary acoustic wave technology that improves your sexual performance. It's been used in Europe for 20 years and has a 90% success rate of reversing symptoms of ED. Even if you're not suffering from ED, it can take you back to peak sexual performance of your younger days. The Phoenix uses powerful sound waves to clear plaque blockage and substantially increase blood flow. It's easy to use, has no side effects, and can be done in the privacy of your own home. Doctors have been charging thousands of dollars for these treatments. Go to shrnetwork.biz/Phoenix and use the code SHR for a special superhuman deal. Regain your sexual prowess today.
Proper hydration can lead to improved endurance, performance, and recovery. When we sweat, we lose valuable electrolytes that must be replaced. That's why Element created a zero-sugar, science-backed ratio of electrolytes that you can add to your water. It comes in 3 flavors: flavors. Sample them all risk-free with the Element Variety Pack. Carl's favorite is raspberry. Free shipping on all U.S. orders. Go to shrnetwork.biz/LMNT and get yours today.
Chronic stress leaves us tired, distracted, and physically vulnerable. Apollo Neuro is here to help you take control. Apollo Neuro is a new wearable that trains your nervous system to be more resilient to stress. Apollo's gentle vibrations use your sense of touch to help you recover from stress, going from fight or flight to rest and digest so you can relax, get to sleep, focus, and stay healthy. Developed by physicians and neuroscientists, Apollo Neuro has been tested in multiple clinical trials and is proven to improve heart rate variability, the key biometric of stress. Special offer for friends of Superhuman Radio. Try Apollo Neuro today and get 15% off your purchase at apolloneuro.com/superhuman. That's APOLLONEURO.com/superhuman.
Want to improve mental energy and focus? Try the new Superhuman Stack from Pure Nootropics. Stack Dynamine, Salbutamine, Theocrine, and palmitoyl ethanolamide together and feel the lights go on in your brain. Find your perfect mix of these four. Carl likes 1 cap of each and 2 caps of Dynamine. Bam! Lights on. Go to shrnetwork.biz/superhuman stack, all one word, today, and get yours for 25% off plus free shipping. That's shrnetwork.biz/superhuman stack.
This is the Superhuman Channel, where brawn and brains finally meet.
I watched that video when you came out on stage and the whole audience was singing this.
It's amazing. The best feeling. It makes me.
It was your promo video that I watched on YouTube.
Okay. Yeah. It's great. It's great. It makes me a bit jealous listening to the audio and knowing I can't have any crowds at this moment in time. But next year we'll take the place over. We'll take over some arenas.
So here's some more translation I need. Okay, up Nath lad, AUP up, A up, A up.
So Dan, he's one of the lads for Men United. It's like a mental health kind of page for men. But basically, A up is like hello.
Okay.
A up, mate. How's it going?
Matthew Cotton again, very, very strong feelings. Best fighter so far. Leslie Webb agreed with you. I thought Nathan's most accomplished performance was against Serge Mbamo, and it needed to be.
Yeah. So that was the former Olympian, the one that had my bell rung. He's very, very tough. So, but that was the game plan. We had to just hit him and get out and not get caught because he was very, very dangerous, very strong. So it's very tactical, that fight was.
My nephew says he never watches middleweights, but he loved watching Gervonta Davis. What's the difference between the smaller guys training and middleweights?
The training's the same, really, or it should be. There's no real difference. And the only difference is, used at the lighter weights, they don't have the strength that the heavyweights have, and vice versa. The heavyweights don't have the speed that the lighter weights do. But Gervonta Davis is a brutal puncher, and he absolutely knocked out. Was it Santa Cruz? I think it was. He knocked Santa Cruz out the other day, like completely knocked him out. So he's very exciting, very exciting. So
Lorraine Calder has a remedy for your sleep problems. Lots of housework will wear you up, make you sleepy.
yeah. Well, I do a bit of housework, but I'm very fortunate. My partner Louise Martin, she keeps the house nice, and I do as much as she does. But yeah.
You're married, right?
I'm engaged. My fiance is actually on the screen now.
This her, Louise Martin?
Yeah, Louise Martin. Yeah, that's my partner.
Okay. At least I can now put a face with the name, the man I've listened to many. Oh, she's talking about me.
Yeah.
You want to forget this face. You want to forget it if you can. I try to forget it every morning.
What would happen is, because she lives in Kent, which is about 230 miles away from where first we were a long distance relationship, and then she moved up to Stoke to me. But when we see the family, we go down there, and it's a 4-hour car journey. So for me, my thing is a 6 Superhuman Radio on. That's what I do. Not that American guy again.
Yeah, I know, right? Look, I don't like Louise. I don't like my own voice, so I'm in your camp. Don't worry about that.
She doesn't appreciate it like I do for the knowledge.
Well, I'm sure she gets things from it that'll work well.
She does.
Try watching golf. That'll make you fall asleep. That's the God's honest truth right there. One of the silliest games in the world. all of that land for a tiny little ball and a couple little holes. It's actually an exercise in excess. I agree with you.
Yeah.
And watch out, Stokes is coming to America. Well, apparently you've already arrived because you're here right now
I'm here now
on this show. So there you go. I want to get as many of these in as we can before we move on, but my computer's always giving me trouble.
I saw Dave Morgan put a comment about oatcakes as a supplement that I have 10 of them a day. And
what is it?
Oatcakes. It's a Stoke delicacy. It's not a cake. It's like a floppy. I can't even explain what it is. Someone will have to explain what an oatcake is on the comments. But
it's not a muffin. It's not like a muffin.
No, it's not a muffin. It's like a flat pancake. It's like a pancake, but not sweet. It's floppy. And it doesn't sound great, but it's amazing. Put bacon, beans, and sausage on. Super with an egg.
So it looks like everything that's gone wrong today. For some reason, the electronic gods didn't want me to do this show, Nathan. So we got it done. That's for sure. Yeah. But now my mouse isn't working, so I can't even navigate the rest of the comments. I'm very sorry about that for everybody who's still watching. But anyway, so your fiance is a big fan of yours, I have to believe, right?
Yeah, she's amazing. She's amazing.
Does she cringe when you get punched?
I think the anxiety overload is unreal with us. Like when the fights are on, from the lead up to the fights until the fight's over, the anxiety she goes through is unreal. You'll see videos of her on the sidelines. I'm amazed she hasn't collapsed yet and fainted. But yeah, she really, because she knows how much it means to me. So she would hate to. It's not, and she does worry that you can get hurt in the boxing ring. But I don't really worry about that. I think we're okay.
Yeah, and you know what? So how long do you see yourself boxing for? What is retirement age for boxing nowadays?
I don't know. Whatever your body allows you to do. I mean, I think it's a bit older than what it used to be. I know in MMA, people say the prime's 37 years old. That's when people. But MMA and boxing are completely different sports.
Yeah.
In terms of, I love MMA. It's amazing. The disciplines, I think they're amazing. But you might be able to get away with longevity because if you're a grappler, well, strength sort of lasts a lot longer than reaction time and speed. And whereas in boxing, that's all you rely on is reaction time and speed. So as that declines, yeah, but I think longevity basically depends on the individual. People think that I'm old at 31, but I'm really not.
You see, Mike Tyson is trying to come back, and he's got a fight planned, I believe. With I can't be cool, but
he's with Roy Jones Jr. But I'm not interested in watching that at all. It's just for me. I mean, it's great for them to get some money and stuff, but they're way past it. They're way past it. It's just going to be a glorified sport, really. I think.
It's like a bunch of old football players getting out there on the gridiron. They don't move as fast. They don't play as tough. Yeah. It's almost like you're watching them euphemistically when they were young and they were warriors, but now they're not. You know.
Yeah, and it's like anything when you've seen them in the prime. That's sort of how you want to remember them. So yeah,
I agree. So here's the dilemma. I can't end the show without just closing the browser because my mouse just died. And it's a brand new battery, so I know it's not that. So I guess, and I can't get to the rest of your questions. And
so I can see the questions on here. So I can quickly, I've got Tom Perkis. He said, when can we get some fight news? And basically, Tom, I'll announce very, very soon. Hopefully by early next week, I should have some confirmation. And then other than that, I've got people saying it's like a savory pancake for an oatcake. I've already said that, so. Yeah, there's no.
It's like a pancake, you said, right?
Yeah, like a pancake. Yeah. But it's just nice. It's just really nice.
Yeah. Okay. Do we have any other questions that we need to answer since you're running the show now?
No. Sorry, Carl. Sorry, I'm taking over. So Matthew Cotto, top lad. He put Louise did an ace handling Birmingham away. So basically, we went to. I boxed my first ever TV show in Birmingham, which is a big city in the UK. And we took 4 coach loads of Stokies, so 220 Stokies went on 4 different coaches to travel like an hour journey. And and Louise, she got everyone on the bus, sorted everyone out with drinks and stuff. She was amazing. She is amazing.
Excellent. Excellent. I'm sorry we had so many technical difficulties today. We almost didn't get the show to start because the computer wouldn't run. I guess I have to invest in a new.
I've enjoyed it, Carl. I'm sure all my guys have enjoyed it because.
And you had a great turnout. I gotta tell you something. The fan loyalty and the love they have for you is just overwhelming. I mean, we could just do this whole show reading their comments and questions.
They're good. They're just great people, mates. That's what it is. And as they say, I'm one of their own, so they support me as such, and they're always there all the way.
Well, as soon as this COVID thing is over, Elisa and I are planning a trip to the UK, and we'll make sure we come and visit Stoke.
That'd be amazing. I can tell you all the places in the UK and stuff where it would be great if you ever did decide to do that. And it'd be
Elisa is a huge fan of British history in general. Like, and, we even subscribe to BritBox.
Okay.
Like I've watched every episode of the original Upstairs Downstairs. And I don't even know if you know what that is, the black and white, the original Upstairs.
Yeah. I do, yeah.
Every episode, every season we've watched. So she's a big fan of the UK, and we always talk about we want to go visit. And then we actually were planning on, and then this COVID thing happened. But we will get there, and we'll come visit Stoke for sure. We'll make sure we do that.
That'd be amazing. Amazing.
And then we'll go out and we'll drink.
100%. Well, you can show us how you Brooklyn guys do.
I'll bring enough DHM capsules for the entire town, so we'll all wake up feeling good the next morning too.
There won't be enough supply, Carl. There won't be a big.
All right, look, we got to pull the plug because the computer is running on me, and we're gonna have to go from here. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you very much, and thank you to everyone that's watched and commented. And you're all bloody amazing. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you everyone on call as well. Thank you.
And I'm going to try to close this screen. Let's see if it works.
Yeah, that's what it's. Yeah. Okay.